I awake, that is when I behold your face. You wrap me in your wisdom, knowing who I am beyond all I've done. You are the promised land. Your face, Holy Spirit, blessed grace. Your face takes me home to a place of love. When I see your face, all of me dissolves. My thoughts all fade away. I'm resting in your love. When I see your face, your face, your face, Holy Spirit, blessed grace. Your face takes me home to a place of love. When I see your face, in times of trouble, and I don't know where to turn, in the silence I surrender, where illusions burn, the holy.
And I'm going to get Miss Jamie up here, and I'm going to let her do the leading, and I'm going to do some following. Let me know when you're ready.
Wait, what?
I know. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready. Let's stand up this morning. Let's come on down like the price is right. Come on down. Let's make it.
Whoa.
Ready? I have this. You got it? Yeah. We're doing it? You got it.
2, 3, get ready. 4, take a look at the person next to you. Say, God loves you and I love you too. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together, we come together, we come together. In the name of love, we come together, we come together, we come together. In the name of love. And 1, 2, 3.
Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one. One big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, let us make a joyful sound. If we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. If we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, hey, hey. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, Sing a joyful sound, you stand on holy ground. Let us sing a joyful sound, you stand on holy ground. Let us sing a joyful sound. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Are you awake now? In a whole different kind of way, huh? Yeah. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to everybody on our live stream, wherever you are. Good morning. And so, as I've already told you, we are welcome and celebrated here. You on live stream are welcome and celebrated here. And just because your body's not in the room, do not let that fool you. You are in the room. That's how it works. So welcome. Welcome in. So there's a couple of ways that we can all stay.
Visit our website, columbiacsl.com/events. You can email us at info@columbiacsl.com. You can call our office number at 410-750-8559. That will automatically forward directly to my cell phone. So chances are good you will either get my cell phone message or you will get me. And don't hesitate to call. I don't care what time of day or night it is, because I'm grown. I've been to therapy. I bought me some boundaries. So It's okay to call whenever. Please do. Our vision of Columbia Centers for Spiritual Living is to contribute to a world that works for everyone. Everyone. Our identity, we are a diverse community of belonging and growth. We share the light and joy within ourselves while learning to see it in others. Guided by Spirit. Okay, the timer's back on. Stay. Guided by Spirit. Together, we build a joyously engaged, inclusive community intent on uplifting and transforming lives. So, as a community, that calls us to the spiritual practice of inclusion. And so we do that by beginning to embrace. We begin by embracing our diverse abilities, ages, physical characteristics, gender identities, national origins, faiths and spiritual paths, sexual orientations, ethnicities, and races. Then we experience one another at increasingly deeper levels as we grow together in classes, in workshops, in service to our shared spiritual community, and just hanging out together. So a couple of things that you can do to practice that part, and trust me when I tell you, you will get to know one another in any of these study ventures. We have an ongoing discussion group, the 1926 Science of Mind. It meets every other Wednesday. The next discussion is January 7. Thank you. I left that off there. Feel free to ask in the middle of this stuff if it's not up there, because I am human and I goof. And I'm okay having that brought to my attention so I can ungoof it. 7 o'clock is when we meet. Wednesday. Every other Wednesday? No, the next session is the 31st. Yeah, it's been going, and now we're into this structure. Here's the thing about this group. It really is an open discussion. When you register, you'll get where we are in the book. You will get these beautiful links to the late Reverend Dr. Barbara Waterhouse reading the text. So you don't even have to read if you don't want to. You can just listen. And then we get together, and one of the beautiful parts about this group is it gives us space and a container to grapple with the concepts, to grapple with the stuff, to put it in our own words. And sometimes we have, wow, I really get it. And sometimes we have, yeah, I heard myself, and that makes no sense. And everything in between. And we learn from and with one another. You're even invited to argue with the concepts, because that's what we do. You get to figure it out, and we get to do it together. That is on a love offering basis. We do suggest a $20 per group investment, and again, you choose. Now, we are in this delightful book study. And when I tell you it's delightful, I am so not making that up. We will probably do this again at some point. This text is so well written and so rich and so... Bruce Lipton makes cellular biology fun. I didn't think it could happen either. But he does. And what we do is we learn as best we can the concepts that he's presenting, and then we relate them to science of mind. And what we're seeing is this beautiful synchronicity and another deeper layer of how the macro expresses in the micro, then the micro becomes the macro because there's another level of micro being expressed, and it just keeps going, and all of it is expressing the same principles, the same cycles. It's just delightful. So, encourage you to check that out. January 30th starts the season for nonviolence. And so I would love to tell you I have it all figured out, but I don't. But what I do have, and I'm just going to give these to Jamie to start passing them around, is a pledge of nonviolence. And really, this is for you to pledge to you, should you choose. I will be doing something every day during the season of nonviolence. I'm not 100% sure what I will be doing or when I will be doing it. So keep your ear open. One thing I am going to do is, if you are interested or willing, mostly willing, to join me on a brief live stream to talk about nonviolent practices and how they show up in your life, send me an email to Rafe at columbiacsl.com, because that's one of the things I want to do, is some little mini live streams where we as a community are talking about how we are learning more about nonviolence, how we are practicing nonviolence during this particular season. So the pledge, read it. If you want to take it, by all means, sign it, take it home, put it on your refrigerator or on your bathroom mirror, wherever you will see it frequently, to remind yourself of what you have pledged to for the next, till April 4th. And that starts January 30th. Those of you that completed, the 8 of you that completed the values, drill down online, great. And I realize that not everybody may feel comfortable doing that. So this is the list. And what I'm asking you to do is select the 25 values that you feel most represent Columbia Center for Spiritual Living. And you can get those back to me today or next week. If you've already done it online, please do not duplicate it. I already have yours. What we're doing is a process of narrowing it down. So we're going to start with seeing which 25 surface as the most chosen. And then we will narrow that down, and then we will narrow that down with the ultimate goal of establishing our 7 core values. And then those will become part of our Sunday service, where I invite you to take 5 minutes and tell us how you relate to that value. And we will do that on an ongoing rotation so that we are looking at each of our core values every 7 weeks once we get them established. Another way to engage, another way to expand what we experience. February's focus, just so you know what's coming. How to use community. One of the best lines I've ever heard was on a soap opera. Erica Kane was manipulating Jack on All My Children. And Jack stopped her dead in her tracks and said, "Just tell me how you want to use me. I'll tell you if it's okay." Brilliant line. We use each other all the time. It's not a negative. Let's learn how to use community appropriately in alignment with principle. And then we start into the David Bohm stuff, wholeness in the implicate order. And so the second week of February, we're going to explore fragmentation and wholeness. And then Western and Eastern insights into wholeness. And then finally, an experiment with language and thought. Because after all, we are a new thought tradition. Maybe we can actually start playing with this stuff and have a few new thoughts. I don't know. Just saying might be kind of a good thing. All right. So there we have it. And so now I'm going to ask Rebecca to join me as we begin to shift inward with our flame ritual. And just so you know, several people have asked about this. Yes, we are now doing it every week because that's what the majority of you ask for. And we can. Our founder, Reverend Dr. Ernest Holmes, was a dedicated study and a great assimilator, identifying the common and connecting threads within various religions, philosophies, and ancient wisdom teachings of the world. Science of Mind is a synthesis of Ernest Holmes' lifetime of study and assimilation. So let us breathe in together as we light a candle honoring some of these faith traditions. We light the first candle. We honor Christianity as a path of love and forgiveness. As we light the second candle, we honor Buddhism as a path of compassion and Four Noble Truths. As we light the third candle, we honor Judaism as a path of ethical living through sacred law. As we light the fourth candle, we honor Baha'i as a path of unity and peace. As we light the fifth candle, we honor Islam as a path of surrendering to the will of God as the highest calling. As we light the sixth candle, we honor Confucianism as a path of deliberate tradition. As we light the seventh candle, we honor Taoism as a path of harmony and balance. As we light the eighth candle, we honor all indigenous peoples' traditions as paths that recognize and honor spirit in all of creation. As we light the ninth candle, we honor Shintoism as a path of optimism and the inherent goodness of humanity. As we light the 10th candle, we honor Hinduism as a path of knowledge, action, and devotion. As we light the 11th candle, we honor Akan as a path that honors the divine ancestors and nature. As we light the 12th candle, we honor all New Thought philosophies as a path of adherence to universal spiritual principles of love and law. And as we light this final candle, we honor the multiplicity and diversity within the wholeness of creation as sacred. Thank you, Rebecca. Namaste. And so it is.
This is the air I breathe. is the air I breathe. Your holy presence living in me. This is my daily bread. This is my daily bread. Your very word spoken to me. And I'm desperate for you. And I'm lost without you. This is the air I breathe. This is the air I breathe. Your holy presence living in me. And I'm desperate for you. Oh, and I'm lost without you. This is the air I breathe. This is the air I...
Today's reading is called Say Yes by Jeffrey Seeley from the Science of Mind magazine, January 4th, 2024. We begin with two quotes. The first by Eric Thomas. It's not who you are that holds you back, it's who you think you're not. And from Ernest Holmes, The Science of Mind, page 188. Know your own mind. Train yourself to think what you wish to think. Be what you wish to be. Feel what you wish to feel and place no limit on principle. What would happen if we fully believed in our ability to share our gifts with the world? How would that help transform this planet and our consciousness and that of the people we share this experience with? A few months ago, I had the privilege of being a presenter at the Big Sky Retreat in Montana. This incredible retreat was at the base of Lone Peak, in an abundant landscape with deep connections to the indigenous peoples who call it home. As I shared what flowed into my heart and mind with this beloved community, I realized something. This opportunity came into existence because, nearly 2 decades ago, I said yes to a small idea in my mind, to write. Saying yes to writing opened the door to sharing poetry. And poetry connected me with others who were passionate about sharing inspiration. and led to expressing my poems over music on stages. Saying yes to music helped me find my voice and the confidence to share the messages that stirred my being. Eventually, I realized there were endless ways I could share my message, and I said yes to exploring that. It unfolded through speaking engagements at New Thought and in businesses. Saying yes opened the door to the Big Sky Retreat. If you see, I haven't said yes to these seemingly small ideas that knocked at my conscious mind. If I hadn't, my gifts wouldn't have unfolded in the unique ways they do. I would not have met so many incredible people I know. Say yes to your gifts. And today's affirmation: the divine flows through me, and it is the divine that gives me the energy and confidence to share my gifts with others. And so it is.
So that's so beautiful. Let's take a few moments in silence and in meditation. Before we go into the silence of meditation, let us take a few moments to breathe, to come into this present moment. God is always present in every moment, in every aspect of our lives. Practicing meditation and silence brings us into a direct experience of that God. It's simple, and it's also very profound. That silence of feeling into and understanding on a visceral level what peace, beauty, and love feel like. So before we enter into the sacred silence, I invite you to think of these words: peace, beauty, love. Peace, beauty, love. I invite you to begin to embody that and feel where that feels in your body. Do you feel your heart? Do you feel your shoulders loosening? Do you feel your belly softening? Take a few moments to feel that viscerally: peace, beauty, love. We are taking this into silence for a moment as you really feel in your body, in your soul, the peace, beauty, and love. I invite you to anchor this feeling into your heart, into your hands, into your feet, into your voice, into your mind. And feel what it might feel like to be the love
the peace, the beauty in every aspect of your life. In this silence, we can sit with this God, with this peace, with this beauty, with this love. And we can anchor the remembering of what that feels like into our bodies that are doing the actions in the world of the God. Walk with peace, walk with love, walk with beauty. And please join me in this affirmative prayer. Knowing absolutely on a visceral level that there is nothing but God. God is all that there is. All that we see, all that we feel, all that we don't see, all that we don't feel, all of creation. Creation is God. That is the God. Our lives are Godding. So as we are doing that, as we are walking through our lives, knowing that each and every manifestation of everything is God, we honor that. We honor that manifestation of all that is God with love, with peace, with beauty. And I know that today in this service, as we are in celebration with each other and in community with each other, we get to practice that. We get to feel it in our body. What does it feel like to feel so good, so peaceful, so beautiful in my body? And I want to remember that as I walk through every single aspect of my life and as I have every single thought about anything that I am manifesting and creating out there. For we are all one and we are all connected. God is all there is. And honestly, if we don't like some of the things that we're seeing out there, we manifest and we pray and we meditate on love, peace, and beauty. That is what we do. And then we take that into our hands and into our feet, and we do something different with our thoughts, with our bodies, with our minds. And I'm so grateful for this place that allows us to experiment, that allows us to celebrate, that allows us to see who are our compatriots on our journey. We're not in this alone. We are all connected, but oh my gosh, does it help that these personalities, these beautiful faces are walking with me in my journey? Yes, absolutely. And my hope is that we all see that. And I'm so grateful for this time spent together. I'm so grateful for the beauty and the love and the peace that is in this room. And I know that as we know that deeply in our own lives, all we can do is see it manifested out there and see it manifested out there, because there really is no out there. We just live in a human world where there seems to be an out there. So I am so grateful for that knowledge even too. And I release this word into the law, knowing that peace, love, and beauty is. And together we say, and so it is. Wow.
The song is called I Am Not Alone. When I walk through deep waters, I know you will be with me. When I'm standing in the fire, I will not be overcome. Through the valley of the shadow, I will not fear. I am not alone. I am not alone. You will go before me. You will never me. You will never leave me. In the midst of deep sorrow, I see your light is breaking through. Dark of night will not overtake me. I am pressing into you. Oh, you know my every battle, and I will not fear. I am not alone. I am not alone. You will go before me. You will never leave me. I am not alone. I am not alone. You will go before me. You'll never leave me. You are love. You are light. Path in the night. You are love. You are light. Path in the night. You are love. You are light, the path in the night. You're my strength, you're my defender. You're my refuge in the storm. Through these trials, you've always been faithful. You bring healing to my soul. I am not alone. I am not alone. You will go before me. You will never leave me. I am not alone. I am not alone. You will go before me. You will never leave me.
Go to sleep. Thank you. How blessed are we? God as you is magnificent. Thank you. Whew. So this morning, we're looking at what community does from the perspective of what it does, it being the divine it. We started out talking about the thing itself as community, and then we looked at the way it works and understood that as community. And this morning we're going to look at what it does. And most of us, self-included, up until the past 48 hours, I would have said it creates. And what I'm understanding now is that it created. It is creation. It doesn't continuously create, it expresses creation. Creation already happened. It is, we see, it finally, boom, the light came on. That if this one thing is everything, then there's nothing new to create. Everything already exists. And the idea of creating something new suggests that it doesn't. And I was like, didn't see that coming. And yet there it is. And it's a subtlety that happens because we use language, right? This idea that God is with us. Really? How? This book is with me. This book is with me. Each of you in physical form is here in this room with me. We are God as. God as. Because that tiny little four-letter word with separates us. It separates us from the truth of our being. And what's really interesting is how many of us don't even know our own biology and will default to, well, we're born separate. No, we're not. No, we're not. Childhood development. Babies do not know they are separate when they are born. They are born, and this just moves me to a place that we are born knowing our oneness. We are born undifferentiated from everything in our environment. We have no awareness of separation when we're born. None. So what happens? Right? At least that's where it takes me. It's like, well, then what happened? What happened is humanity. What happened is planet Earth. What happened is the infinite expresses to expand its experience. If it doesn't give us free will, if we don't have choice, then it would simply replicate itself and there would be no expansion. Right? We would have no awareness of individualized desire if we had no self-awareness at this human level. The challenge, again, it's the paradox. It's the both and. Babies somewhere around 4 to 6 months begin to become aware sensationally that they're separate because they begin to become aware of their skin, literally, of their skin. They don't start really becoming aware of separate the way we go through life thinking about separation until 15 to 18 months. And what has happened in that 15 to 18 months? Can you say mama? Can you say daddy? Can you say lamp? Can you say fan? We are taught to be separate. Our whole indoctrination is separation. So, of course, all of a sudden it takes root and mentally we're separate. Mentally. But we're still not separate. See, nothing that can happen in conditioned thinking can actually make us separate. Because if there's really only one thing here and it's everywhere present, where are we going to go? Where are we separating to? I'm just saying. The challenge is how do we get back? How do we get back to the self-awareness, the divine self? Because all of us are pretty aware of our human selves. Like it or not, We have way more awareness of our human selves than most of us admit. I'm just saying. Don't make us bad folks. Just makes us folks. Ernest Holmes says this. The divine mind is infinite. It contains all knowledge and wisdom. But before it can reveal its secrets, it must have an outlet. This outlet we shall be compelled to supply through our own receptive mentalities. Anybody in here ever experienced a fully charged garden hose with a kink in it? It was full of water, right? It's already present. It's already here. The infinite hose is simultaneously the hose and the water. Our thinking is the kink. We don't have to go to the spiritual Home Depot or Lowe's and get a new hose. We don't need a divine plumber to install a new spigot. We need to turn it on and remove the kinks that we put in the hose. What better place to do that than community? Look around the room. Meet your kinks. Yeah, I went there. And I went there because I knew who would be there to meet me. I'm just saying. I know my people. And I know you out there went the same place. We help each other because we reflect. And then we actually, somebody can get this into the hose and somebody can get this into the hose. And, you get to pick which end of the hose you're at. And if you're at the open end of the hose, you might not want to do this. I don't know about you, but as a kid, I learned your siblings will kink the hose on purpose so that, no, really, watch it. It'll be there in a minute. And sometimes we do that with each other in community. Stop setting each other up. It's unnecessary. We don't need to do that. But we do get to commune with one another. We get to gently say, feels like there might be a kink here. Can we work together to unkink the hose so that we're flowing together? Whatever metaphor works for you, this is a proving ground for consciousness. We get to call each other to a different understanding. One of the most beautiful and yet challenging things that Holmes talks about in this chapter of what we do is this idea of hope. Right? Hope is a great thing until it's not. Sometimes it's not. Because sometimes many people correctly begin their treatment. I know that the principle of infinite intelligence within me will direct me, etc. Then they complete it with the thought, well, at least I certainly hope so. Yeah. Hope is a subtle illusion. It already is true. And that, if you find yourself with that little, at least I hope so, great. Lean into it, because what it's informing you is a kink in your hose. It's called unbelief. And so you get to unkink that hose. You get to deal with that belief. You get to remember, because the hose is already charged. The water's already in it. Creation already is. We are how it expresses. Just like the sun expresses through rays of light, the infinite is expressing through rays of humanity. It can only express what we agree with. It will never make you brighter. It can't make you brighter, but it won't force you to shine brighter than you're willing to shine. It won't force you to know more than you're willing to know. This isn't about knowing something more. It's not about looking outside of yourself to learn something. It's about remembering what we already know. You are infinite intelligence and form. Everything you need to know, you already are. We just have to unkink the hose and remember. And so how do we do that? We do that with one another. We do that lovingly. And sometimes, bless our hearts, we're not so loving. And then we get to deal with that. But if we don't own it, we don't ever deal with it. There is an art to an apology. Maybe we will do a workshop on that. Or actually, maybe Deborah will do a workshop on that, because she's done that workshop numerous times and she's quite good at it. Every night, this is a different version, so I got to find it here for just a second. Every night before I go to bed, and every morning when I get up, in my other Science of Mind book, I read, it's called The Final Conclusion. Well, I could look in the beginning here. And what he's talking about in that, while I'm looking for it, because I didn't know I was supposed to read it until just now, where I'd have had it marked. It happens. See, here's the other thing about removing the kink in your hose. Get used to surprises, because they will show up. Well, I'm not finding it. If I had the one that looks like a Bible, I have it marked. Here's essentially what he's saying in the final conclusion, is that it's much easier to talk about this stuff than to live it. Community is where we learn to live it. This is the safe space, but only if we make it safe. Only if we make it safe. That's part of what's driving the identifying our 7 core values. What makes this community what it is? You do. I want your voice to be heard. And so I'm going to constantly be coming to you for, as a community, what do you see? Because we all have a little different perspective. It's like a prism. Same light's coming in, but it's coming out in different colors. Right? And so we're going to keep doing these things, and we're going to keep circling back, and we're going to keep growing. We're lighting the candles every Sunday because you came to me and said, we want to do this every Sunday now that we're here every Sunday. Now, I just want to be really clear. Just because you come to me and say you want to do it is no indication that everybody's going to get their way. That's not possible. It's just not. So let me just burst that balloon right now. And we will talk about things. If I'm not sure, I'll tell you I'm not sure. And we'll talk about it and we'll circle back. What I most want to know is what's alive in you individually and how I can support you in being that. And then what's alive for you in community and how we can all support that. And that is a work in process. We can only be the community that we open to being. We can only, as a community, be the greatest expression of the infinite that we already are, to the degree that we collectively open to becoming aware of what we already are, and then being willing to express it. And so, if you have community kinks in your hose, look around you. You have plumbers that will help you sort it out. You have gardeners that will help you get it unkinked. Use each other. And that's what we're going to talk about next week. How we agree to be used. Let's take this into prayer. I close my eyes so that I am undistracted by the world of condition I stand in. I bow my head in reverence to an invisible magnificence that I feel in the essence of my being. And I remember the oneness of life, everywhere present, whole, perfect, and complete, lacking nothing. And I know that I am that, expressing itself in physical form. I know that all life is that, expressing itself in form. Every human I meet is God, expressing as. Every grain of sand, God expressing as. Every caress of wind, God expressing as. Every raindrop, God expressing as. And so I commit my awareness to know, to live in a state of awareness that no matter where I am, no matter what I'm doing, God is hanging out with God. God is expressing God. God is being God. Everything, every moment, an outlet for the divine. Grateful for the truth that law, a divine attribute of creation, is simply responding to itself, saying yes to what already is, recognizing, there's an awareness, there's an opening, here you go. So grateful. And so in this gratitude, I recognize there ain't nothing for me to do but let go. In this human awareness, in this human brain. And so I let go, nothing to do, nothing to control, only God to receive. And so I do. And I invite you to join me as we anchor it by saying together, Ashe. Shalom. Aho. Amen. And so it is. I just want to say, if I can get this out, special shout out. I suspect they're not watching, but if they are, great. But a special shout out to Io and Deborah. who are on the continent of Africa, in Nairobi, Kenya. Yeah. You know, and I know I'm going long, but I'm going. We do this, we talk about inclusion. And in this human realm, there's a lot of stuff in between actual inclusion and individuality. And as a husband, as a human being, it's been incredible to watch Deborah's dream be realized. Now standing on the soil of her continent. Not from a place of separation, but from a place of reunion. And then to realize in the truth of it, it is all of our continent, because Africa is the birthplace of humanity. And I just wanted to share that. Okay, change gears. It's time for our conscious giving. And I want to bring your attention to these. I want to bring our attention to caring for money when we do our conscious giving with love and awareness that money is God in form. I encourage you to take ownership of your giving. If you give cash, you don't even need to put it in an envelope, but put your name and the date and the amount that you gave so that we can celebrate your giving with you. It's a level of ownership that quite literally will make a difference in your life. Own your giving. And if you're not giving as much as you want to be giving, really necessary to own your giving. Be proud of what you're giving. Let go of that guilt, shame, and blame silliness. Because really, it has no place in this room. You give in accordance with your heart, with your understanding of God. So own it. Proudly own it. Let us celebrate with you. Okay. And if you haven't completed the pledge drive, and just so you know, the pledge drive doesn't stop. It's never too late to pledge. You can pledge December 30th, 2024 for 2024, and I will still take it for 2024. So it is never too late to pledge. So we have these cards up here. You can also complete these online. I'm just going to leave these up here and you can come get them if you need one to fill that out. Again, the whole thing about pledging is your commitment. What are you committing to? Let's say our giving affirmation together. I affirm that the abundance of creation is my abundance. From a consciousness of this abundance, I give freely to sustain and grow Columbia Center for Spiritual Living as my beloved spiritual community that sustains and grows me spiritually. I give to ensure Columbia CSL's continued existence and availability to all spiritual seekers. Thank you. Do I have a couple of folks to help with this while Jamie sings to us?
Sure.
Thank you.
I didn't set up that last song written by Carrie Job because I didn't think I'd be able to set it up and sing it. because that was really a song for you all. Ooh, can't do it now either, can I? I am new to this faith practice. Just a few years in, I've been singing at CSLs around, mainly in Washington State, for, I don't know, longer than I can remember, a long time. But I'm new to this being my faith, how I practice my faith. And one of the lines from that song was, you know, you go before me, and you all have gone before me. And it is this community that that has embraced me. And I'm grateful for each one of you. And it's your giving that's made it so, your giving of your time and your resources. And so if you wonder, well, where does our money go? What is the point? I'm one of the points. We'll see if I can see through it. We can unkink the hose, right? Song. God gave me this song. It's called Water of Life. Rushes over me. My roots go down through eternity. Water of life pouring over me. No matter how deep it gets, I will be free. There have been times I've wondered, times I couldn't see. There have been times I crossed a bitter sea. The water of life rushes over me. Let's go down to eternity. Life pouring over me. No matter how deep it gets, I will be free. There have been waves crashing o'er the side. There have been days I wanted to hide from life pouring over me. My roots go down to eternity. Life pouring over me. No matter how deep it gets, I will be free. I sail my ship to shore, glad for what I've learned. I will make it through, 'cause I still yearn for water of life rushes over me. My roots go down through eternity. Water of life pouring over me. No matter matter how deep it gets, I will be free. I will be free. Yeah, I will be free.
You can come to my house and do that all the time if you want. I'm good. So I speak a word of blessing, a word of recognition, a word of gratitude for the infinite as money, knowing that it is simply God as expressing, God giving to God, God supporting God's creation, God expressing as Columbia CSL, as we give through Columbia CSL to support others in doing amazing work in the world. And so it is. Okay, there we go. All right. So this is our last Sunday with this affirmation, and I trust that at some level it's in you now, so that when you have those moments where you think you don't know, this automatically kicks in. I am infinite intelligence in form. Everything I need to know already resides within me. I choose to be aware of infinite intelligence within me. It really is that simple. Just choose. And if you forget how to choose, they are here to help you remember. They are licensed religious science practitioners. They have studied, and then we help them study some more. I would say we make them study, but you really can't make them study. But we invite them to study a lot. They are not there to give you advice. They're not there to give you answers. They are tour guides to help you find those infinite intelligence answers that already reside in you, and to remind you of the truth of you. Reach out to them. If you have a prayer request, I believe the box is on the welcoming table. You are welcome to put a prayer request in there. I will make sure that all of the practitioners, myself and Reverend Jenna, get that information, and we will hold you in prayer for the week. You can also go to our website, prayer@columbiacsl.com, and just tell us what your prayer request is. That is actually an email list that goes to myself, Reverend Jenna, and the practitioners only. It is a confidential email. Whoever sees it first and has the fingers moving the quickest will respond to you to let you know that we have it. If you would like an email prayer, let us know that. If you would like someone to call and pray with you, let us know that. Because as infinitely intelligent as we are, we do not possess a crystal ball. All right. Before I hit the button for this, thank you, Jamie Hudson Craig, for the gift of you. Oh my God. Just been here a few 24 hours now, and watching you grow is such a joy. Such a joy. Thank you, Rebecca Bell, for our spiritual practice this morning. Your energy alone feeds me. Thank you. Thank you, Mindy Derrick, for being our reader this morning. Mindy drives to get here. She's not coming from just around the corner. That's commitment. Thank you, Reggie, for being here early and setting up the PowerPoint. Thank you, Tom, for helping her set up the PowerPoint. It's always fun to watch a married couple set things up. I'm not going to say who's in charge, but we probably already know. Thank you, Rick, for setting up the sound and making all that happen. And thank you, Jesse, for setting up our live stream and for being here and just being a delightful human being to deal with. Your energy is so gentle and so kind. Thank you. And thank each of you. Wait, let's see, Cindy Risser almost fell at my head. Thank you for setting up our hospitality, and thank you, Laura Service, who it just makes me smile every time I get to thank you for service. You are so appropriately named. Say what? And Dale, yes. And thank you, Dale and Laura, for helping with the offering. Okay, did I get everybody? And they say miracles don't happen. And you're welcome. So here's the thing about this closing song. Use me. This is a prayer. And I invite you, if you're going to move God outside of you, do it in this way, so that the human you is opening to the divine you. So I'm going to invite you to stand. And if you're live streaming and you're driving, I'm going to invite you to stay seated and keep driving. And sing this as a prayer for your week.
See, Lord, I stand for you, and here I as you show me all that I must do. I say, God was the sun, God is the God, so much more here on the stars of creation. God is creator, all in all, lead us. Guide life and me as you so use me. Oh God, I stand for you, and here the light that you show me. All that I must do. My hand must stay to you, and my life it's here for you. It's all remains. I is created, so it's always you. God needs us to shine in light as me, as you, so to me. Oh God, I stand for you. To show me all that I must do. To shine light, God needs to shine light, God needs to shine light, let me oh God, I stand for you. To show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do.
Be God.
The last thing we'll remember here on earth is a memory we all have from birth. Our life begins in a sea of bright white, and it ends moving toward the light. I have learned that silence speaks louder than words, and laughter is still the sweetest sound I've heard. I've had some painful times I still recall, but I wouldn't change a thing. I'd have to keep them all. It's what I am, what I believe, who I become. My memories. Growing up sometimes it's difficult to do. It's guaranteed to teach you something new. As a boy, I was taught to know I can. I couldn't wait till the day when I'd be called a man. And I think back when going out meant holding hands, and breaking up was hard to understand. When I fell in love, the music wouldn't end, and I still hear that chorus now and then. It's what I am, it's what I am, what I believe, what I believe, who I become, who I become. Our memories, our memories. If I knew then just a hint of what I know now, I'd put more time on who instead of how. You see, I've lost some friends in unexpected ways, And I think about that almost every day. The last thing we'll remember here on earth is a memory we all have from birth. Our life begins in a sea of bright white, and it ends moving toward the light. My